that the stuff that's coming up with the CRA, the budget, the meetings, and the hearing minutes, we just thank you that with the CRA resident grant programs that we're moving in the right direction. So just bless us with wisdom and guidance, and for everything we do, we work as a team for the better for the city. In Jesus' name, amen. To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, have roll, please.
Chairman John Eric Hoover.
Here.
Vice Chairman Chris Mayer.
Here.
Member Robert Hubbard.
Here.
Member Lisa Burke.
Here.
Member Christine Sullivan.
Here.
City Attorney Nancy Meyer.
Here.
City Manager Andrew Butterfield.
Here. Thank you. Okay, first up, we got 3 sets of board minutes. I'll do each individually. So looking for a motion to approve the September 4th, 2025 CRA budget hearing minutes.
Second.
The motion is second. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, I need a motion to approve the September 9th, 2025 CRA meeting minutes.
Motion to approve the September 9th, 2025 CRA minutes.
Second. Okay, motion is second. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And finally, I need a motion to approve the September 18th, 2025 CRA budget hearing minutes.
Motion to approve.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You started. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Motion to approve the 9/18/2025 CRA budget hearing minutes.
Second. Motion is second. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next up is comments from the general public. I have one signed up, Danny Fields. Welcome.
Name's Danny Fields. My address is 8114 Leo Kid. Again, I just want to thank you for your service and the great work we're doing in the city. We've had events. I want to commend the chief of police here for doing that runaway over here with the dog place. We had a great turnout. I was there. I enjoyed it. Family members there, a lot of people, good feedback. So these are the things that continue to get us recognized as a city and events that we are bringing and other things. Yes, go ahead.
Place all the dogs.
And get dogs.
No, my question was, did they place all the dogs?
You'll have to ask the chief. He can got more on that info.
13 adoptions.
Good.
Nice.
Awesome. Great job.
Yes.
Did you take one of them? No.
Yeah, he's trying to get me to adopt one. They tried to get me to be that guy to where the dog, the police dog gets the bad guy. I wasn't going to do it.
That would have been great.
What I wanted to talk about as well is Fall Fest. We're having that at Waterfront Park, and that's where we're going to be giving candy away. I do have flyers. I've give some out. So I'll just announce it. Fall Fest at November the 1st from 11 to 1 at Waterfront Park, 8119 Old Post Road. We're going to have food, fun, and games. We're going to have carving pumpkins. We're going to give candy away. I'm assuming the police and the fire department will be there to help support that as well and be participating in that, as we're going to have Christian motorcycle people there cooking for us and for the community, and it's a free event, and we'll have popcorn and chips and all that, face painting, pumpkin carving. I could go on and on with the great things we're doing. We're expecting maybe 300 to 400 people to show up at that, and you're all invited. Bring your family and have some fun. Thank you.
Yep. That's 11-1 from 11 to 1.
Yeah, it's November the 1st from 11 to 1 p.m. at Waterfront Park.
Did you plan it that way or just?
We actually had it right before the Saturday before, but somebody cares, and I'm a little lower on in that meeting, and they said, well, we're going to switch it to November the 1st. I wanted to keep it where it's at, but like the panel, sometimes your vote don't count on that, and they override me. So there we go. I pulled a Dave Mueller on them.
I appreciate it, David. That's good. Anyone else? Show of hands. Okay, so I'm bring it back to council. And comments from the city manager. Pass to Mr. Butterfield for his comments.
I'm looking forward to this as much as you. The highlight, I think, will be a briefing from Derek on our CRA funds, and we'll hopefully the board will be able to help us nail down some numbers and priorities so that the staff can move forward with.
Okay. Next up is comments from the board. Do we, is that, I thought we did for council. Did we not do it for CRA?
I don't believe so, no.
Or if we probably should go ahead and keep that consistent so that it falls at the end as well, just in case we have any presentations or whatever. I know we don't normally have comments, but is there any objection to moving that at the end of the agenda like our council? Okay, but I'll go ahead and go with it now. So I'll start to my left with Member Burke.
No, none at this time.
Vice Chair Mayor.
No, this time.
Member Hubbard.
Not yet.
Member Sullivan. Okay, I have nothing as well. Moving right along to our agenda and board business. Item number 2, discussion on branding and wayfinding concepts. I'll pass that to Mr. Butterfield for introduction.
Yes, Mr. Chair, you guys have had an initial update. We'll first approve the spending, and we got some initial inputs in. I think we showed them to everybody at the last CRA meeting, and I'll ask Sal if he has any update on where we are in the process.
Yeah, so
Do you have a presentation as well? Or?
we're gonna have key, representatives from KMA who are working on our branding and wayfinding plan with us today. And so basically in your packet are all the concepts that we started with. We also have shown like what we've come down as we had an internal committee composed of myself, the city manager, Councilwoman Sullivan, Derek Smith, our CRA resiliency coordinator, and Veronica Hansen. We all sat and came down with a breakdown of our top 4, but we want the board to look over everything and see if they have any other pointers before moving forward. And
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mike with KMA. I'm vice president and the creative director. Very nice to make your acquaintance virtually.
Well, thanks for coming. Did you all have a presentation or?
no, they don't have a presentation. Basically, we have the concepts that are in your packet.
Okay.
For you
So they're just
to
here for
go-
questions.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
they're here for questions, or basically they're trying to gather everyone's input, so then we can move forward with the final top four concepts, which will go out for public opinion and workshops, and then we can eventually get down to our final concept.
I do have a PDF file that you're looking at that I can share if you'd like me to.
I could share it here. I wasn't sure if you guys were just here for questions or presentations. I'd go ahead and share for everybody in the room and online. Give me just a second.
Sal, what was the consensus on the welcome to the shore and more?
That's just an idea. It's just an idea that was put out there. Nothing is for certain here. There's nothing like set in stone. Please provide any input. If we don't like that slogan, we're definitely going to reach out later on to see what the general consensus on a different type of branding slogan would be. But that was just a concept. It's just everything is a concept at this point.
So I'd like to say we've made some edits based upon the notes in this presentation. Would you like me to share my screen?
Sure. Let me stop.
1 moment, please.
You have to make him a co-host.
For some reason, it's not working on my end. We open up a different application.
I take it we have a spelling error on page 28 on the logo.
Yeah.
Our gateway
Yeah.
to e-golf.
I saw that too.
Can you all see this screen?
Yep.
Is my screen share working?
Yep. It's an apple.
Perfect. So based upon the previous feedback, we had some talking about Welcome to the Shore more versus Little City by the River. So that last presentation you had pulled up, these edits are reflective of the comments on there.
Thoughts on that?
Please let me know when you'd like me to move forward. If we want to look at everything and then go back and have a discussion.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and go through them all, and then we'll go back and go through them individually.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
We'll call this option 2 today. This will be option 3. And then option 4. Now, to note, these are the designs with feedback from the city and our committee from the original concepts KMA Design created. So we'd like to look at the last 4 that I presented. Then we have some options that were shown to us that were AI generated, and then we can have that discussion. Or would you like to go through all of them?
Go ahead. Just show us all your photos.
Perfect. So these are the ones that were sent to us. And now we finalize artificial intelligence versions.
Okay.
Go back. We'll start at the beginning, and then let's have an open dialogue about these.
So, in general, we have. I saw the ones below that had our gateway to golf, which is kind of what we're using now on our website and all that, and we've got the Little City by the River. There's been those 2, and so I don't know the history behind those. Did it used to be Little City by the River, then it changed our gateway to the golf?
It's both of them have gone like hand in hand throughout the years. We have equal points on both of them. Little City by the River. There's some signage or probably some older type of stationery or letterhead that has that. And then Gateway to the Gulf. I believe our Gateway to the Gulf was later on. I would want to say when we. I want to say in the early 2000s, we had not the CAC, but we had different committees meet on that and pitch that, but nothing's official,
Right.
like in the code or nothing like that. So they're just slogans and ideas that are passed around that have been used over the years. But
So
nothing official.
So to me, Little City by the River is cute, but I prefer our gateway to the golf
I do too.
opposed to the Little City by the River.
The
What
only
do you guys
place
think?
I've seen that is on the sign on the bridge.
Right. Yeah.
It's okay, but I like Gateway to the Golf too
Yeah.
because that's what we have that nobody else has.
Right. So that'd be my suggestion is that, and obviously that's just a phrase change in there. As far as this particular logo itself, they look like it from what it was before with the lighter color and the different color with that. If we change that to our gateway to the golf, looks pretty good.
I like that one. The one you just got up.
Yeah, this one
How
here.
easily is this produced for color? Like if you got it, would it go on here?
Yeah, it's pretty simple, really.
Is it?
There aren't that many
It's
colors.
blue and yellow and gold.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean, if you
That would be easy.
had a blue
So
shirt, obviously that would
if I
be.
can speak freely on the issue of color, most printers now are going to a digital format, which is CMYK, and it's a laser print. It's inexpensive. They're not running, 1, 2, or 3 color. So I don't think color really should be a factor when we're looking at brand change overall or the entire marketing campaign for the city. because digital is now the new forefront, opposed to the ink and the color matching and all of that for the last 15 years or so.
Is there any way instead of like,
Chris, turn your mic on.
oh, she slapped my hand one time. So I could get off that. She did. You did. You know you did.
He learns.
This thing I'm looking at on page 26. I like the concept. I like the concept on the screen. I don't know if I like the yellowish, moonish.
We don't have, KMA does not have visibility of that.
You don't?
No,
You're
let me,
looking at
so you're talking about our packet?
Let me stop my share, please.
Okay.
If you don't mind sharing yours.
Yep, let me get there. 26, you say? Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
there's sunsets.
Well, actually, that
so-
was on his, something similar that I thought. Let me share mine.
That wasn't bad at all. That one that he just had up there.
Do we have that one?
No, because he redid it with a different color.
Well, here's something similar right there.
Yeah, but the sunset doesn't have the yellow in it.
Okay. Here's what you're looking at, Chris.
Is that what I was looking at, Eric?
This page 26.
Okay. Well, let's move forward to 29. Can we do that?
Do whatever you like. 29. That there.
I don't know that I like city. We don't, because people get confused, right? Port Ritchie, New City, Port Ritchie, Newport. We should just be Port Ritchie, and they should be Newport Ritchie.
Well, so that's actually Ritchie is the incorporated city. Port Ritchie
Do we
is
need
just
our logo to say that. No, we don't need our logo to say it, do we?
well, that's
does.
it's
No, it does now, but it doesn't have to say it.
this. Well, no, it doesn't. But if you don't have city in there, you're talking about the broader Port Ritchie, which is not incorporated. The city of Port Ritchie is distinct from Port Ritchie. Port Ritchie is Pasco County.
But there is no Port Ritchie because nobody claims that or has a logo for it.
It's
or
still
doesn't.
Port Ritchie.
Mailing address.
It's just
What's
it's
that?
an
It's
A
unincorporated.
mailing address.
It has a mailing address.
Port Ritchie's is
It's a
mailing
zip
address
code.
is way beyond our city limits.
It's Port Ritchie County,
It's
not
unincorporated
Port
Pasco.
Ritchie City.
Well, I mean, then you have all these other logos in here that don't say city. I'm just saying I don't like when you put city in there.
I do.
Just my
Yeah.
I don't see the big deal in people noticing that, but to me, either way.
I just think if we're going to go on the map, the less is better and more is better.
Yeah,
Port
Port
Ritchie.
Ritchie is the important part.
Yeah, Port Ritchie is the important part.
That's true.
You know,
Mr. Martin's letter emphasized simplicity is key.
that's what I was
City
thinking.
logos.
Keep adding all that stuff.
If anything, you just put world famous waterfront, Port Ritchie and big, something like that,
Mm.
and advertise the crown jewels, the waterfront.
I mean, what we really have is we have waterfront, right? We have palm trees, which is awesome. You know, we have these birds, which is awesome. You know, we have sunsets that are phenomenal. Our sunsets are world class sunsets. So if we had some variation, what I was talking about that one picture, I mean, this looks like a yellow backdrop, you know, and I was thinking we could get a little bit, if what he's telling me is realistic, you know, we could truly get a little bit of variation in color to really show what our sunsets are, because our sunsets take your breath away.
I really like these pelicans.
I
Yeah.
kind
I
of
like the
that.
pelicans a lot.
Well, I
Not
like
that
10.
one. This-
Option 10 is nice.
Well,
the one he
We
showed.
talked about.
On
Do we have in our packet?
The ones that you have in
page
your
17,
the ones that you have in your packet are all the original concepts.
Those.
logo 7. Yeah, I like those pelicans.
And then the ones that Michael's are presenting are our notes in the upper left hand corner, and he incorporated those.
Yeah, the
in his
tagline.
pictures.
And it had different font too.
Yes. I included Vice Mayor Mayor. One moment.
Sal, I'm sorry to interject here.
Just-
I don't know if everybody's privy to the brand package that I sent to you a while back about a strong brand being very simplistic. So I understand all of the communication happening here, but what I would like to propose is a strong brand is a very simple brand, something that can be utilized in a myriad of formats. So we can stack, we can make it horizontal, this is not going to be the end all be all, but a building point, a building block, if you will, of what the brand can be as we move forward. So if there's an identity that the community is kind of gravitating towards, we will build on that. I think this would be the initial blush that, yes, this mark strikes me and we like it, right? Whichever way we go, no matter which one, I think that's the key point we're trying to drive home right now. Of course, there's going to be subtle nuances we can manipulate, but what is the one that everybody is gravitating toward?
I'm going to say like 29 less the city. Take the city out of it. The city of, take that out of it. Port Richey, gateway to the Gulf. And then stilt houses. I mean, we're known for that. You get out here and look out there and you see those things, whether you're driving to the sandbar, whether you're looking at it from the waterfront, wherever you are, you see those stilt houses. That's what we're known for.
I like the more colors in the sunset from the other one.
definitely
And
like
I
the more
don't
colors.
like these birds.
Those are not our, well, those birds are out there, but they're not the.
They're
ones-
not the
yeah.
pelicans,
But
which,
pelicans are-
which are what we voted for.
I think they should put a dolphin on there myself. We got a lot of dolphins in the river.
But we also the city voted on the pelicans, so.
Okay.
So I pulled up Newport Richey's just for comparison to see if they had the city in theirs, and they do say the city of Newport Richey, Florida. Again, but very simple design. I'm not sure when they went to this, suppose the other one, but
But I'm telling you, everybody knows that's Newport Richey.
Most people.
Not one person I know says the city of Newport.
we actually have Newport Richey addresses in the city of Port Richey.
But a lot of people call it Newport. They don't even call it Richie. A lot of people call it Newport.
So, and I'm in agreement. Simple is better.
We're branding right now. Yeah, exactly.
Right, but you don't want to underbrand what you actually are too and get confused. And we already have that confusion anyway.
Let's use Snap-on just for an example, because I'm a car guy. Okay, Snap-on. You could say wrenches, ratchets. You can take pictures of screwdrivers. You can put, all that stuff. But it's just Snap-on. So we're trying to get to that simplicity right now.
Yeah, tools.
Branding. We're trying to get,
and we're branding cities.
I get it. I'm just using that as an example. Eric. That's all.
And
We got to bring
That's
it
an
way
action.
down to
That's an action
simple.
brand.
Well,
Visit.
I don't know that having city of in there takes away from it, and you can make it smaller. So it's not. I mean, when you looked at his, it was the one he showed didn't have that. But let me go back to the. What was it? 29. The city of is smaller font, and you could maybe even take it down a notch from there.
I think it's the gentleman on the phone is saying that we're just trying to get to a consensus on,
Right.
then we can
Yeah.
switch
Well,
and flip it.
so if we do that, let's pull the four that he showed.
I like the other one he showed better than this 129.
Can you show yours again, Michael?
Michael, can you pull up your concepts again, the ones that had the changes in
I
post?
like his better than.
Absolutely. One moment.
Yeah, as far as colors and all that, we can tweak those however we want if we kind of settle on design.
I like the blue. I like that better. The color.
That really looks good.
The Port Richey's not bold enough for me.
And you see how the city of is just a minor detail up top?
Just the minor erase mark, just take it.
I'm gonna strongly disagree with that.
If you do go with the tagline, "Little City by the River," the city of is insinuated.
Yeah, in that case, it would be somewhat redundant.
Double up.
But yeah, we've kind of decided to go with our gateway to the Gulf would be the tagline.
Okay, which is fine. But even Port Richey, I mean, the subtle note of the city of Port Richey at the top, that could work.
I'm not against that. Yeah, it's small. Yeah. I'd like to drop the little city. It sounds like we're the little sister to Newport Richey kind of.
Yeah, no, I say we change that to our gateway to the Gulf. Hey, Michael, could you make a change real quick and show that with that tagline? Do you have that ability?
Should it say Should it say our
I
gateway?
do not at the current
Your
moment. If
gateway?
I was
The gateway.
on
Our
my
just
desktop,
gateway to the
desktop
You could-
computer, I could
gateway.
absolutely do it, but I can't do it right now.
Well, again, then you're kind of you're departing from an identity we've had for a long time. Granted, you're taking an hour off of it, right?
But we're all about doing something new here. We're not about, let's just ride what everybody else did last year.
And of course, in branding, you don't want to totally necessarily go completely fresh, right? There's schools of thought that you want to leave some identity in your new brand because that's your identity. But and again, there's
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Before we can go back.
Yeah, let's sure.
We,
So this one is a pretty strong contender. So let's see what's your other ones again?
29. But I want more of a fading color.
29 would be. Let me go down here. So 29 on your page might be different than mine. Let's see here. Would it be this one? Is that your 29?
Yeah, that's my 29. Correct.
Yeah.
Or something similar to the police badge.
The police badge.
Yeah, the police badge is awesome.
I can't even see the police badge.
Awesome.
So
It is.
That's pretty good.
Still house.
go back to that first one again. They're very similar,
Yeah, they are.
other than
Yeah,
that one has kind of the water on 29, where this one is more of a island-like look with the palm
Or,
tree.
you know something? The stone houses are not on islands. They're on
That's
water.
correct. Right.
So maybe we can do.
Well, you could what I was suggesting. I
other
like the
birds?
other one better, but if we could incorporate this horizon line similar to this on the other one instead
And the
of
bird's different.
and bird. Well, right. Not. I like the entire first
well,
logo,
Yeah.
but I agree that little horizon with the blue water underneath. I think that adds to it. So
Definitely.
if you would kind of change that
Yes.
bottom with
Absolutely
that,
agree. We'll marry the two.
yeah,
Instead of the island rocky vibe, we'll do a wave.
Yeah.
To imply that it's within the water, and it will look.
yeah. And I really like the layout of this. I like
Kind of like option 10, but put a palm tree in it, and it's kind of what you're asking for.
push 10.
I like the wave where it had the
26,
dark blue
page
and the light
26.
blue because that matches
Okay,
the
just
patch.
about
26.
Page 26. That's
Uh,
kind of what you want. Maybe another bird and a palm tree, and that's kind of what you want, isn't it?
Well, I don't like Pasco's gateway to the Gulf.
definitely
No,
not.
no. You're not. I'm just saying gateway to the Gulf, and eliminate the city of. Actually, instead of city of, you should have visit.
I think that wave takes away from the name we're looking for. It kind of wipes it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much water in the name of the wave.
Too much water and the Port Richey fades into the colors on that one.
So I think you're probably right on, Bob. It's probably very similar, and I think it is. But I think
it's a
Mike
less
on the
subtle
phone,
wave
he's got,
on. Yeah,
he understands the
29's
concept
got a
we're
less
looking
subtle
for.
wave.
Hey, 1 second, if I can make an announcement. So it's now 6:00. We are going to continue into the CRA meeting until it's finished. Our regular scheduled council meeting, it's supposed to be at 6:00, will happen right after this meeting. So
Can I quickly, if we're gonna end time here?
no, we're going to continue. I just let you got plenty of time.
The logos might look on a sign.
Sure.
Perfect. So this is not set in stone, just an idea of what it could look like. But monochromatic background and how the logos could look. So if you don't mind if I just scroll through these. So that would be the first option, which would be like maybe with a slight modification or two.
I don't like the yellow on the white so much. I feel like the yellow needs outline because you can't see it as well.
Yeah, you can see Port Richey there is kind of washed out.
With that,
I like the first one actually. That looks good.
then if you altered that there to put the city up at the top of the kind of the sun backdrop, and then you made Port Richey bigger, that would be
Easily
doable.
done.
You got a hybrid between that one and the one that's got the pelicans.
Yeah, go back to the very first one. I like the palm tree on the side. I like the pelicans in the sun, like that.
That's a pretty sun.
Yeah, like I said, if you just added a little wave underneath there, kind of like the other one, I wouldn't really get away from this format at all, other than change it to put a little water underneath there.
The wave and gateway to the Gulf.
And our gateway to the Gulf.
Do we want our gateway to the Gulf or just gateway to the Gulf?
Gateway to the Gulf.
That's what I
Gateway to the
think.
Gulf.
Just gateway.
I like our gateway.
Well, you know, if we do Gateway to the Gulf, it's gonna cost a little extra.
Hey, hold on, but Port
I'm
Richie,
kidding, I'm kidding.
Port Richie is not bold enough here. It's just not an eye catcher. We need to
Different
maybe
font.
change the font and bold it up a little bit. I think we need to go with the bolder font for Port Richie.
We can absolutely,
Okay, cool.
little bit of a wave. We like this format.
Yep.
Wave at the bottom, not the rock format. Fold up Port Richie, and then maybe we just look at either a deeper blue or a slightly lighter blue for contrast. with the
How do you-
outline.
How do y'all feel about 1925? Because there really is no explanation in there. Is it just assumed that we understand that we were created in 1925? Do we even need that in there? That's my question.
I don't think you need it.
No.
I think you pull 1925 out of there.
Yeah.
Can you do that, Mike?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Quick delete.
I mean, you lose some information there. That
Yeah, but this is not all that information. This is not a history lesson. This is we're trying to get bold on our wayfinding project to be able to capture somebody's attention. I want them to know when they drive across the bridge, hey, we just hit Port Richie. And when they leave on the other side, hey, we just left Port Richie.
you don't want them to know that we're over 100 years old.
Well,
I mean, I don't think that people care over 100 years old. They care, do we have stuff for them to do, or we have in the city, trying to.
Well, sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't think we need to put it in our logo branding 100-year-old thing. That's just me. But I'm just one of many.
Yeah. I mean,
that's going to cost us less money. Take that
Now,
19.
can I ask a question?
No.
I'm not a huge fan of the word up in front of city up. Can we delete that and just use city up?
yes.
Please.
If we need to make it larger, it'll be more prominent, especially with.
I was hoping you'd make it smaller. City up.
Okay,
Port
city up
Richie.
small. Okay.
Port Richie needs to be bold.
Yeah, Port Richie we need to be known for Port
Chunky
Richie.
letters.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah. I don't know if that font is bold or not. I do like that font.
I don't like that font at all.
Oh, you don't like it?
No.
I didn't like the
I
other
like
one.
it, but it's
Not for a sign.
but for a sign, it's not really.
Well, normally if you bold it, it might be a little bit different. I mean, I kind of like the.
And again, to reiterate, this is not the final. So we'll have a stack format, a horizontal format. We'll have breakout logos. So as we develop the brand, it's just the overall intent. That's kind of what we're looking for right now, and then we can then modify all the little elements within.
Let me take us somewhere we're probably not thinking. How hard is it for us to put an American flag on the side of that thing?
No.
Not red, white, and blue, just in the shape. We're not changing colors or adding colors. You're just
I mean, just put a flag banner there.
no. I can.
He's talking
right,
about putting
sitting
the
on-
stripes behind the sun, maybe.
No, I did not.
Sticking
No,
out
look
the
at
edge.
look at the logo on the City of Port Richie 100-year celebration.
Well, yeah, those are it's a flag painted on there.
That's
it's
fine.
red, white, and blue.
Yeah, but can we somehow, with just taking out blue and just making it somehow a backdrop of a flag there, just on the portion of the house there on the side?
No.
Without the colors.
He wants.
I'm just trying to get us to think. That's all.
Well, you wouldn't know it was American flag if you didn't have the color in it.
I got one on my belt buckle. I'll show you real quick. There's no colors in it at all. You know it's an American flag. See it? There it is. See it?
It looks like
There's no red, white, and blue in that at all.
it looks like a silver belt buckle.
And part of our task
I didn't
would be
look.
to make it
Here,
modern,
look.
I
listen.
Hold on.
Black over white or white over black. So we can extrapolate all of the colors out of this and make it in all of the formats that's necessary for a full brand. We're just looking, what style are we gravitating toward, right?
Yeah, they need to keep it simple. People are driving by looking at it. I like that style. I mean, that's not.
I like the style too.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, it looks really.
And
I
the
mean, it's,
city of could just eliminate the city of
Mhm.
and the
I like it. I like it. I like City of.
city.
I like
it
Gateway
should
to
be
the
the
Gulf.
city on the river, not by the river. Maybe.
I thought we were going with gateway to the Gulf.
Gateway to
Yeah,
the Gulf.
Gateway to the
Yeah.
Gulf.
Gateway to the Gulf. All right, Gateway to the Gulf.
Yeah, city of, and then big Port Richey, and then gateway to the Gulf. It's just real simple and
And the
You're gonna
wave.
put- You're going to put like a wave
And the wave.
underneath the stilt house instead. Okay, yeah, that would be great. I
I
like
agree.
that sun.
I mean, do yourselves a favor, look at the logo on the back wall there. I mean, I think we can all agree, no matter which one is an upgrade.
Hey, Mike, this
We're
is
hanging
Chris.
up on you now.
Mike,
Hey,
yes, sir. The house that's on page 29, which is the one that it's got more definition on the roof. It's got a little overhang on one side showing. It's more of a defined house. It looks more like what we're looking for.
yeah, I do like that stilt house better.
That
That's a
stilt
good
house is
Yes,
better.
I
So
agree.
if you take that stilt house instead of the what we got on there is the dumbed down version AI created, and I don't like that. I like the one that's on this one here that's got the whole.
Are you able to share page 20?
Can you
Yep,
share that
yep.
page
I
29?
have that in my package.
Give me just a second.
I could share it up there.
I have this,
I got
this.
That,
That-
That's not right there. That house is the one we want right there.
Okay, there's no problem.
yeah, that house.
That house with the other logo with waves.
stripes on it.
Yeah, you can actually use this house and the water below it. You could use all this except you have to change out the birds, right?
Well, no, the palm tree
Is reversed. Yeah, you can reverse it though. You can reverse all that
The
stuff.
other sun is better.
What if on the one we like, if you go back to that and at the bottom where it says, whatever it says now, it's in yellow. I noticed on those signs it didn't show real well. What if the one thing we took from our old logo was the red and did that for Gateway to the Gulf and City of instead of yellow?
We can certainly change the colors of the sunset.
Because on the signs you couldn't
Add a deep red at the base, and then
use the red instead of
red
yellow.
lettering is never real good. It's especially I think at a distance, red
Look at this here, honey.
fades together.
Look right there. Look at that nice. That's like.
I know, but when it was yellow, you couldn't see it on
Well, that's
the
what I'm
sign.
saying. Maybe we just keep it all like Port Richey or Gateway to the
Well,
Gulf.
you could take that little city or Gateway to Golf and make it because it kind of it's taking color from the sun. If you take it from the darker orange, which it may already be the darkest orange, I mean it looks washed out there on my screen. It doesn't look that washed out, but
That was the only thing I saw that you couldn't read it.
yeah,
very
you want
well
it to
on
be
the sign.
darker, the darkest orange of the sun, and you could probably darken the sun up so it matched. Red would not be good though. It was.
We're going with a different font anyway.
Go ahead, Michael.
is remove the extra two pelicans because it's such a broad bird. I would only have one, and maybe the right tip of the wing breaks the plane of the sun. That's the only thing I would suggest.
I like 3.
But that came through with some edits that we had.
They always flying.
I'd have to say, but I do like the 3.
Yeah, they're always together. I like 3. I don't like 1.
You could do one pelican towing a banner that says 1925. Sorry.
I was gonna say something. I'm gonna hold it.
And it's much appreciated. What I'm going to do is go back to the drawing board. I'm going to beef up these fonts. We'll change the tagline. We'll add a little deeper red. We'll move 1925. Keep the city up. And then maybe I'll do a couple versions with the pelicans within the palm tree, just kind of floating around. And then we can select from that.
And
Not
water.
city up, not the city.
And
up.
water on the bottom.
And change the houses out.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
so we're going back. Sorry.
You said city up, not these. You reverted back.
City up?
Yeah, city up.
City up.
Well, you had made the recommendation we go city up. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, that was just asking the consensus.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like that.
I think we all can Sensed.
All right, so city of, not the.
And a bolder font, Mike on Port Richey.
Okay, just to reiterate, it's city of or the
Yeah.
City of.
Remove the.
Okay, perfect. And maybe I can build that into the sunset as well. So it's not just a random thought at the top of the sun.
Do you not get like 2 text messages? I'm on the.
I don't know if I want it in the sun or not. I think
Yeah.
leave it where it's at. I think it looks good. You get too much in the sun, it takes away from the birds and
Right.
I kind of like it up top too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
City of.
City of.
Or even if you weren't going to put it there, put it right under the house, right above Port Richey. But I like it at the top.
yeah. No, I think you
I think
tweak this.
gives
This is a
Mike a lot of room to work right here.
Is that the house we want, or
We're
did we want
switching
to
houses.
change-
No,
okay,
we're
switching
going to a house
We're moving.
with a
Okay.
front porch and
We're building a new
overhangs
one.
on the roof.
Okay.
Yeah, like 29.
Correct, like 29. Perfect.
But see how this palm tree is in line with the sun? It's real clean. Or the other one had they had some sun on the side of it. I really
Well,
like
that
this.
That palm tree is better than the other palm tree
Yeah.
anyway. The
Yeah, this palm
leaves.
tree. Yeah, the leaves. It's and on being on the left, and this is a perfect fit.
Yeah, I
You
like it. Yeah, I agree.
switch out the house and those tweaks. I think it's going to look great.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure who's speaking right now, but I completely agree. As we read, you read left to right, so it anchors the entire brand. And that's what drives your eye down to Port Richey.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
All right, so we nailed it. What's the next step?
He's going to go back and then I guess do some tweak and bring some stuff back to us.
Okay, cool.
Great. Well, that was easier than I thought it'd be.
So from now, KMA will be tasked with doing a few modifications of this, what we have on the screen. We'll make some bolder fonts, maybe a different font version, and then we use the other tagline, and we're good to go.
Okay. Yeah, if you could stay on, Mike, I'm going to open up public comment real quick to see if anybody wants to comment on these. Any public comment? No? Good. Welcome.
Linda Rodriguez, 5917 Lancher Court. I like what you're doing. I would make all the lettering the same color, not the yellow. I agree with that, because you can't see the yellow.
I agree.
It looks
Okay.
good. It looks real good. Good job.
Anybody else?
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. I guess that's a wrap on that.
Congratulations.
Let me.
Thanks to the committee for narrowing
Yes.
it down.
Okay. Next up is item number 3, CRA 5-year programs and capital improvement plan. I'll pass that to Mr. Butterfield for introduction.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. This is we're asking the CRA board to review and make edits to the CRA programs and capital improvement 5-year plan, the CIP plan. And we've got Derek Smith here to run us through some slides that were in your packet. But we're going from visual arts to math in public. So pay close attention, Derek.
Well, as the board is aware, the city council voted to add a few items from the general fund over to CRA. And in doing so, we added it to the list of other projects and programs that the CRA board had already discussed. The CRA is required to vote these in as part of the plan requirements for your CRA plan. So what we're asking is that you review the titles, the descriptions, and the attachments to the goals. We understand that the costs are going to vary as we continue through the conceptual design, especially for the parks, but that those things will be moved around as we understand those costs and get a better handle on those. I also wanted to introduce the template for you, the template that I think we'll be using moving forward. So as we get updates, we'll use the same template, but you'll see that we'll make edits and bring it back to the board as needed. But for today, I'm looking for an approval of the list so that we can get direction on moving these projects forward.
What page are you on, Derek? Can you walk us through this like we're
30.
fifth graders, please?
Right. So I did a small presentation on PowerPoint starting on, I believe, 33 should be the title page.
Yep.
And I wanted to show, there's this number, $5 million, that comes up quite a bit in conversation when it comes to doing CIP projects. And I wanted to show that that's just not the case because we have other obligations, right? So we have our operating expenses. And what I did is I took your budgeting lines and grouped them together. So grouped them into personnel, operating expenses, professional services. And then, of course, you have your 5-year programs. So your grant programs and your sum and blight demolitions. And so when we take those into account, we don't have $5 million for your CIP. And so the idea is that as we are discussing these projects, different projects come up, and as we work through this 5-year plan, that we understand kind of the interaction between your revenue, your 2 fixed expenses, and then of course the CIP. On the back end, I have set up tables, Excel tables that do a feedback loop on each other. So as we do adjust things, you can see what the adjustment does long term.
Can you talk a little bit more in detail about the personnel line?
Right. So I took now the first line is what you approved on your budget for this year, and so I took all the lines that dealt with personnel, and that included the city attorney, and grouped them together. So that's also your salaries, your benefits, and things like that. Grouped them together and just total amount for that particular block there.
It seemed somewhat high.
The a line item on that stuff, this likeness, this person, that person.
This is $450,000. You're obviously you're majority paid out of there, I believe, right?
Correct.
And then
So that's where
obviously the
increase
attorney
this
has
year.
a certain percentage.
And so I looked at the actuals too. So I looked back at the actuals, and I looked at what's the greatest cost to the CRA, it's personnel, right? And so if you take the 4-year prior actuals and you average out the increases, it ends up being about 8% increase per year for personnel costs.
Okay. So that's a pretty accurate number then.
Yes.
And those numbers are lined out in the budget. That you
Right.
And that is what we're using. Ashley, I heard you. That's what we're using to task the remainder of our staff to handle CRA, and that's where you've allotted that amount of expense to their payroll, correct?
Adam did. What I did is I just had to group it so it's a little bit more understandable when we talk about these different types of costs. What I did is moving forward, I factored in a 3% increase on those personnel costs, figuring that's about average. And so with those tables, that factors in a 3%. Now your revenue, your CRA plan says that your revenue should average about 2.5% increase per year. You've actually been averaging about 5%, but when you factor in the 5% increase and your 8% increase, you still have a little bit of a gap.
I know David was sitting here right now. He's mentioned this before about having a line item. Exactly what are who's the personnel?
And your budget that you approved is line item out. Exactly. And so to make that easier to read, I had grouped those, they're called groups in the budget and the document, the groups, I grouped them together so you understand your total personnel costs.
So anybody whose pay is partially paid by CRA.
Correct. Now, the percentages are determined by finance, not revenue.
Okay, and proof of planning services, it's just like where we get like a survey or designing or anything else.
Correct, like Grand Boulevard study
Right.
that you want to do, things like that, yep.
I see 1.6 or 1.7 million for waterfront park.
No,
Those are the ways a little bit.
Those were estimates based on what you had available. You have 1.9 for your property acquisition, so of course that ate into what's available. And I expect that we would probably need a work session to really hash this out. Right now, in order to move forward with kind of working toward those projects, we're just asking that the board approve the titles, the descriptions of the project, and that they agree that how the project ties in with the CRA plan.
The further down we go in the slides, the more the numbers become placeholders while we look for guidance from the board.
Right. Just
What priorities are.
things may not come to fruition this year, and so what will happen is this thing will constantly adjust and shift, and you'll at least look at it once a year at least. But as we get more information, we've got the conceptual design plan coming. Probably at the end of the year, we'll have a better idea of what the cost will be with these park rehabs.
There was one thing in here we had, because that's we need to address Brasher Park restrooms, and what we do at Brasher Park more long term or whatever, that may take some time and planning or whatever. But I think we probably need to address the restrooms there earlier than 27, 28, which I'm assuming is where that 600,000 is in there.
Be next year.
Yeah. So I mean, I think we don't want to plop restrooms down there and realize we put them in the wrong place. So I think we need to have those conversations. But the very first thing we need to do is lock that into what we're going to do there, and then move forward on the restroom facility to get.
Yeah,
that
you can phase out your park improvements, right? As long as you'll get the plan down, and you're obviously not going to be able to afford everything each year, but at least you'll know that you'll have your picture, and when you can plug that piece in, you know exactly where to put it, and you can do it over time as well.
So I think we should probably try to move, because you have nothing 25, 26. Right. And I would hope by sometime in 26 that we would possibly be close to having a bathroom facility done over there.
We could shift that around. I know the goal is to eventually, have a work session to really hash these things out, especially when we get the concepts back. That could be part of the conversations, conceptual design with.
What do you think on that? Would you agree, or
as far as?
I mean, we have no bathrooms there.
No, we need to get the park figured out.
Right.
We want to have an observation deck, which
Right.
we're working on. We're getting a survey on it. But then once we get the survey, we can do a lot more.
But really, before you do anything there, you need a place to go to the bathroom. So that's
you need to figure out the whole concept
Agreed.
first. We don't want to say, well, let's put a bathroom over there. We need the whole thing figured out.
Right. And
so are we doing something about that? Or?
Yeah, I'm just saying for this, we wouldn't have any money programmed until 27, 28. And I think that's off.
We need to think about whether you want to have portable bathroom we can move out in case of a storm, or permanent bathrooms there.
I would rather have the kind of bathroom money, if you will, in 25, 26, right? And if we don't get all that planning out, we shift it. That's one thing.
I mean, the
But I think we
reality
need
is bathrooms up in the air higher, creating an observation deck and bathrooms that are in the air higher.
It's handicap ADA approved, yeah.
So we're on page 37, and Derek's got it
Two
set up. So.
Well,
So
so
if
the
you-
idea of that table too is so that we can talk about, because we will have to shift things, right? If you want first, you might have to shift waterfront down a little bit further, because the 19 medians, that's a grant, so that's fixed, right? The intersection was a project that the city council wanted to shift over. That's 300,000. Strategic property acquisitions, I know we've got a bunch of ideas for that. The Miller Bayou Pocket Park, that's actually probably something that could be done this year ready. We have engineers ready for that. That's that small park across Molesner.
That's something else too. Why $100,000 in there? Because it's going to be a community garden. We foresee that being that much?
Actually, I've adjusted it since then.
Okay.
So it's going to be fluid as we get more information. We just got the engineering cost is actually going to be probably 20 to 25,000. Actually, so that went up too. We just got the response, 3 additional responses in the week.
Derek, let me ask you this. So we got money spent on Waterfront Park in 27, right? And then we're pushing out Brasher Park until 28. Is this not like we can't do both at the same time? Or why are we like, we got to do one, then the other? We really
We wouldn't have, especially with the strategic property acquisition at one point. Now we just don't have the money to do them all. Plus, logistically, you've got to go through engineering, design, right? We're doing that. Then engineering, get out the bid, then do your construction. It's going to take some time. And it's up to how the board wants to prioritize which part it wants to do first. Then we can adjust the table to show that.
We haven't spent any money yet on anything.
And we don't have the $5 million though, because of the personnel, operation expenses, and your program. So really, we don't have $5 million, even though that's been put out there. We
So
don't
everybody's chasing, saying, "Hey, we got $5 million, start spending it." We don't have that.
No,
I would say
we don't, because it's eaten up. Before we get to CIP, this is how my table works out too. You've got your personnel operations, and then you have your programs. Those get taken off that top, and then whatever's left is CIP.
Of all the parks, Nick's Park is the one that gets used the most. Nick's Park gets used the most of any of these parks.
So what happens when we run out of CRA money? Do we run out of all these expenses too?
You'll have to shift. Those things will have to shift back over. And the way the CRA is meant to be, it's not supposed to be forever. As you redevelop, you pull piece of property out of the CRA, goes to general fund gets the money, and then you shift your.
Yeah, ours ends in 8 years, by the way. So
Yeah.
So Derek's got it set up.
Yeah.
Derek's got it set up so the big fat turkey is the strategic property acquisition was 1.9 million. If we reapportion some of that, just lower that number and add it to Brasher and Nix, for example, in this FY and then the next FY.
I think definitely
That's what we're
needs
looking
to
for.
go to Nix because that's, I mean, people here use it, people from out of here use it. That's the park that gets the use. That's the park that has the draw. Not that some of the other parks people don't go to for different events or things, but Nix is the draw.
But
So why to put no money into it doesn't.
Are you talking about the boat ramp?
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Who
is launch
comes to
boats.
Port Richey to go to the boat ramp? Except people that are going out to Sand.
Lots of people. Have you not been by Nix?
Nix is a boat ramp.
Well, I think I'm saying
It's not a
they don't come to Port Richey for the boat ramp. They come to the boat ramp because it's in Port Richey. It's kind of
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm
And
saying.
then they'll go to places
Park,
in
it'd
our
be the
city.
busiest.
They'll go to the restaurants and things
Right.
like that. So
I want to ask some really obvious questions. Just
So we're going to fix that.
yeah. So obvious questions are here. Number one, we have personnel listed. We don't have any idea what $450,000 is getting us,
well,
right?
what he said was that's an 8% increase from last year of actual expenses, right? How we're parceling out certain staff. Him.
So your
attorney.
actuals last year compared to what you approved on your budget, the increase for your personnel is actually 40%. What I did is try to figure out what it potentially could be in 5 years as I averaged out your actuals and what you currently approved on the budget, not in the 8%. Your expenses and revenue do this a lot of years,
Right.
And so trying to average that out to project it.
So
And I will say too that there's probably been less staff time in CRA stuff happening because there's been nothing happening other
That's
than
my obvious. We're spending
Right.
$727,000.
right. But I think we're saying going forward, there's
And we
going to be a
haven't
lot.
done
I don't know.
There's going to be a lot more stuff going on in CRA. We're talking about parks and improvements and all that. You're probably going to have some more personnel costs.
yeah, we got to.
Approved for a splash pad over at Waterfront Park. So
I mean, that's a whole part of a bigger picture over there,
well, you can't do much there, unfortunately.
That's not true. You can do a lot there.
Like
Like a lot of things. There's a lot of things we can.
Well, let's not get wrapped around it. Let's not get wrapped around Axel on these numbers. These could change. We've got a lot of directional discussions to have, and all that gets worked out. We could shift this to match that, and I think we need to have those conversations. But
Just citing the state statute, the plan has to identify specifically any publicly funded capital projects to be undertaken within the CRA area. So before I spend too much time on this, I just want the board to approve the titles, the summaries, and the basically titles and summaries, so that we can put more time into figuring out the finances, like getting grants and things like that. But we need to make sure that you are okay with the list as it is. If you want to add anything,
So
take
let's just
anything
go
away.
right to the 5-year capital improvement plan. Right? Do you want me to tell you everything that I see in 25, 26, 27 is like, yep, let's go do that? Is that what you're asking me
We're
for?
thinking 5 years out, so if that's what you're thinking, now those timeframes may change based on your decision and available funds, but
I mean,
yes.
the biggest thing that
go ahead.
The main thing we want to prove is, are we on the right track? The 9 things we have listed, is that where we want to spend our money? And I think I'm hearing yes.
The time frames are kind of up in the air.
I'm on page 37.
Yep.
The 5-year capital improvement plan.
But then the order in which we spend how much each year on each of those 9
Can shift.
is up for the board to redirect us. But first, we want to make sure the
Okay, so
template
we
is
can
right.
shift all that
Yes.
stuff
it
around.
can be reappropriated.
Really, we need to focus on the types of things down there that you see.
are you okay with the left hand?
I'm okay with the left-hand
Right.
side.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
and just to, and Adam might help me out on this, but why we pay some of our salaries with CRA funds is because we're working on CRA approximately that percentage of our work year. So we have to pay out of general funds.
Not everybody gets paid out of there. Like
Right, not a,
I get paid out of there, you get paid out of there. The building official, that's a big part of it.
a
Building official gets
percentage
a
of
lot,
your pay.
percentage out of there, yeah. And that's all capped at, we had a study done, I guess, several years ago. So I follow that study that tells what percentages gets booked everywhere. So I get booked in stormwater and utility as well. So it's all based off those percentages in that.
This one thing on that to keep in mind, obviously, is be double darn sure that whatever's being paid out of there salary wise is supposed to be paid out of
Oh,
there.
yeah, everything in there is legal to.
Right.
Very
Because that was an
so that
issue
comes from
before
that.
that we've corrected.
Correct.
So
They'll
we don't.
bite us in the butt and they'll take it back.
Yeah, I guess the only thing I was saying, Derek, is I can see 727 grand if we're like rocking and rolling. I mean, there's like parks going up and things having on stuff. But right now, with that kind of money going out of there, and we've seen not a lot of action on our part. You know, that's all. And that's what the people are saying too. You know, they're seeing us condemning parks, but they haven't seen anything happen yet. So
We're starting to tune up speakers and getting ready to play. So you'll see it.
So anything else on that?
if you're just asking me to say I like the left-hand side over here, and I don't have to agree with everything on the right, I'm good to
Yeah,
go.
we fix all that.
I'm a vote in. Great job, Derek.
Make a motion.
Tune up the speakers, buddy.
Any public comment? Seeing I need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion second. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. And last up, which is item number 4, is my understanding, the CRA residential grant program discussion. My understanding that that's not ready for prime time. So I'm looking for a motion to table.
Motion to table.
Second.
Okay, motion second. Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor, any public comment? Or not? Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And next up is old business, item number 5, discussion of old business. Old business. Is there any old business to discuss?
We got old business in the regular meeting too, don't we?
Yep. But this is old CRA business.
Okay.
So we divided them up. So is there anything in here you wanted to touch on?
No, I got some stuff as far as, like I said, waterfront park got approved for a splash pad. And we're going to be putting a package together on that, I guess. And that'll be part of the old business in the CRA group, I guess, as we move on.
Any word back on the grand, so?
Yes, we do have update on that.
Yes, we've been going, coordinating with the city manager, our engineer, FDOT, and the mayor's also been involved in the communication and emails. We were supposed, the FDOT was imposing to do a geothermal or geotechnical study on Grand Boulevard in 19, but that has now been waived due to the fact that it's an exception through SWIFT. We don't have to do any stormwater type of changes to the area. So they had a meeting on that last week. That was they're all on the same page between FDOT and the engineers. So once again, we should be receiving approval anytime now. So anytime I get an update, I've been bringing the mayor and the city manager up to speed on it.
Thank you for staying on top of that. I know you've been you've been on that for a while.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's
time.
when we're dealing with with a state entity like FDOT, they manage all these projects throughout the state, and no matter how small or large they are, they want to make sure that when a change is done, it's not going to cause any type of traffic issues. And the last thing we want the last thing they want is a safety concern that's not been that's been missed.
Right.
So they are very thorough. They dot their I's and cross their T's. So they just want to make sure that before they they finally get the stamp on this project, that there are going to be no issues moving forward because how large this intersection is.
Yeah, and it's just no fault of Sal's, obviously, but there was, I think, some slowdown on the other side. So I reached out to Justin, who's District 7 Secretary, and he followed up on it, and stuff started to move, and they got things worked out. So it was a little bit of backlog there, but I think we've got it straightened out now.
Have we ever thought about the fact that intersection could completely change in the near future?
It's going to completely change with this project. You talking about beyond what we're changing it to?
Yeah, when you start putting in a whole bunch of housing and all this other stuff, that little 2-lane strip there, that's not going to work. And even with the turn lane, it's not going to work.
Well, this is an intersection with 19. There's not going to be housing around it. It's
on the left-hand side there is the trailer park that there's going to be development.
This should help any type of development because it's adding a designated turn lane. On both sides. So that's actually going to help improve any new development.
I'm just wondering, I want to make sure and don't get me wrong, I do not want to drag my heels on the golf cart crossing, okay? But I'm just thinking, if we do all this stuff here and then all of a sudden there's a whole nother design to be able to get people out of there onto 19.
A lot of that goes on. They build a road and it's obsolete when it's done. They're constantly working on road.
I just hate to spend our money on that.
Well, so we haven't seen any plans yet.
I understand.
My understanding is that there's going to be an entrance into that 19 development area.
Somewhere else.
Part would be
I
ancillary
got
to that. So
I got you. Okay.
that wouldn't be the main thoroughfare, if you will.
I got you. Okay.
So
Just trying to think.
and
outside
obviously, as that
the box.
project gets talked about and whatever, you could take some of those things. Well, we need this for traffic, and they do traffic studies and all that gets.
I was actually thinking that we could probably spend somebody else's money instead of our own.
Yeah, they will have to do that. Obviously,
Yeah.
they already have. I don't.
Unless we drop it first, tear out sidewalks, drop and
But yeah, so and I know that we were, as far as adding a lane, we were limited on how much right of way we actually had over there to be able to do what we needed to do anyway. So let's say we're going to add more lanes, we'd be in trouble from a right of way perspective.
unless it was the developer that was trying to add more lanes so that they could get the proper.
They have to give up some of that
That's
to
what I'm saying.
accommodate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
My perception was Sal's being humble. He helped them realize we don't need a geotech survey, which would have slowed things up all the more.
yeah, that's true.
Made sure they realized it didn't really apply to us, and so he helped hurry it along.
Awesome.
Anything else, old business? Okay.
Well, the Cody River Landing changes over there. A lot of things been discussed up here for like 10 years. You guys talked about it years ago, sidewalks over there on the landings with curbs. And we haven't been discussing that at all. I think we need to find out how to budget having 2-lane roads. You need to have, like, Treadway needs to be a 2-lane road again, as well as Bayview and Cody and River Gulf should all be 2-lane roads. You have curbs and sidewalks over there, and we need to figure out how to put nice lighting like Sims Park or Hyde Park. And on those lights, you can have Wi-Fi speakers, can play background music, and the receptacles you can plug in for festival lighting. That's not a real big deal as far as the lighting, but the curbs and sidewalks I know is going to be a bit of an expense, but it's something we're going to have to address.
So yeah, so and I can tell. I can't remember. I thought you were on maybe when we kind of went through that, but we had a bunch of money spent towards doing that. There was a plan together to Ayers Engineering put together with lights, sidewalks, and all that parking and whatnot. That was kind of before the developer bought the property and whatnot, and so the council's direction at that time was that we step back and not dump $3 million in and do something wrong. Let's see what they end up doing, and then we would basically based on what we needed for the development and anything else as it gets bought up or whatever. I mean, those roads may not be the same roads going forward. I mean, who knows what happens as that develops? But yes, to your point, there's going to be some infrastructure side as that develops. We're just not sure of what that needs to be based on what's going in there. We don't know yet.
Okay, so we're
Yes.
we're on top of that. We're just kind of waiting to see.
Yeah. So once they bring forward a plan, we can actually see and
All right.
whatever if that gets approved or not. There's no guarantee that what they bring forward will
And,
approve
and
either.
the sunshades at Waterfront Park. We were waiting for a grant on that. Are we still waiting, or are we going to?
I think it's part of our park thing. I was understanding we were going to move forward on that and purchase them. I think we talked about that last time, right?
Well, Waterfront Park, are we talking about more? You want to get into that right now?
No. He just asked the question. So, yes, we're
Is
going
there a
to.
bigger picture of Waterfront Park, Bob?
We'll discuss that next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, whatever that plan would include, where we're going to put those sunshades.
Okay.
So,
all right.
but they're definitely still on the table. And I think we're moving past the grant. We're actually going to probably try to do that.
Okay.
That's my understanding. Anything else, old business? Okay. Looking for a motion?
Motion to adjourn. Is you all right?
Second.
Okay, motion second. All in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
Microphone's off.
Yeah.